Hello friends, welcome back to ORA-Pathshala. Today we are starting our third module of Oracle Apex Learning. In our last video we have created a free workspace on Oracle Cloud. But if you want to install Apex on your local computer, you can follow our first video in this video series. Link for the video is given in the description box. To efficiently work on App Builder, we must know some key concepts like managing user interface design, understanding page processing and page rendering, managing session state, and using built-in substitution strings. So in this video we will cover all these concepts. So let's get started. So let us first understand what is an Apex application. An application is a collection of pages. Each application contains one or more pages. Each page can have buttons and fields called items, which are grouped into a container called region. So region can contain text, custom PLSQL, reports, charts, maps, calendar, web service content, or form. Form are made of field called items, which can be selected from multitude of built-in types such as text field, text area, radio groups, select list, checkboxes, date pickers, and pop-up LOV or list of values. Page can include application logic or processes. You can branch from one page to another using conditional navigation. You can perform calculation. Calculation are called computation. You can perform validations such as edit checks. So let us understand what is page processing and rendering. Rendering simply means presenting your page to client in web browser when you run your application. So when you are running your application, you are presenting your page to the client. So that is called rendering. So you request a page from Oracle Apex Engine using a URL. When you run an application, Apex Engine has two things to do: show page or accept page. So what is show page? Show page is a page rendering process that assembles all the page attributes like region, items, buttons into a viewable HTML page. It means Apex is collecting every information related to your page like regions, items and button and converting them into a viewable HTML. So when you request a page, you are requesting a HTML page from Apex Engine, and Apex Engine is running a show page process. Another process is accept page. So what is accept page? Accept page means like a form. When you fill your form and you click on submit button or save button, this time you are submitting your page to Apex, and Apex Engine process that page, computes computation, validation, processes and branching. So when you submit a page, the application Express Engine is running accept page process or performing page processing, during which it saves the submitted value in the session cache and then perform any computation, validation or processes. So page rendering means simply presenting your page to the client in browser, and page processing means when you submit your page, when you click on submit button or save button, then Apex executes that accept page process and perform all the validations, processes and branching, and then save your data in the database. So now let us understand the session management in Oracle Apex. Before understanding the session management, we have to understand two things: session and session state. So what is a session? A session is a logical construct that establishes a persistent behavior across pages. Each session is assigned a unique identifier. The application Express Engine uses this identifier to store and retrieve an application's working set of data before and after each page view. So let us understand this thing in a very simple manner. So what is session and session ID? When you log in into your application, Apex generate a session ID and assign that ID to user session. So what does it mean? It means from the time you log in until the time you log out, you have one session. So you have one unique session ID since you log in the application till you log out. So if you navigate or move from one page to another page, both pages share the same session, or you can say both pages shares the same session ID. Now let us understand session state. I am going to explain you session state in a very simple manner. Session state is a value of a page item or an application item in a session. For example, if you have a page and in this page you have a page item. Now you want to move to another page, let's say page 2, and you want to use or get the value of page item 1 in page 2. So if you have not set session state value of page item 1, you cannot get or use its value in page 2. So in very simple words, if you want to use one page item's value in another page, you have to set its value in session state. Let us see by an example. So let us move to our application. So here I am in my application. Let me create a blank page very quickly. I give it a name, say page 1. I add into a navigation under home. Okay, I create a page region as a region 1, and in this region I am going to create page item. So I can say page item 1. Let me run it. So I have a page and I have page item 1. Let me quickly create another page so that we can use page item 1's value in second page. I just say page 2 navigation. Let me add it to under home. Let me create a region. I will name it region 2, and in this let me create a page item. I say page item 2. So let me give a default value this page item. I can say item. I am using this as a default value. So in my application I got page item page 1 and page 2. So I am in page 1 right now. I want to give it a value. Just say page item 1. And if I move to page 2, I must have this value in my page 2 item 2. So you see my page item 2 is null, but I have set its default value to page item 1, which has some value in it. So when I am typing it, this value should go to my page item 2, but I am not able to set it. The reason for this is because the value of my page item 1 is not set to the session state. So we have to set page item 1 value to session state. So there are two ways to assign its value to session state. One is simple, we can submit this page, so that when we will submit the page, its value will get assigned to session state. So let me quickly edit this page and put a submit button here. So when we submit the page, its value will get assigned to the session state, and then we can use its value to in page 2. So let me quickly edit this page 2. I create a button here, create button, say set session state. Now if I run and I submit page item 1, and if I submit it now and I move to page 2, you see I got the value in page 2. So this is the use of session state. If you want to use one page item's value in another page, you have to submit this value to session state. Then only we will be able to use this page item in another page or whenever we want. So we have to submit the value to session state either by submitting the page, or let's see another example. So let us go back to page 2 again. I create another button, set session by PL SQL. So let me create a dynamic action on this. I give it the same name to my dynamic action. I will say execute server side code, and I can use this, just say OK. And if I say, I can give any value. If I click on now, so I shouldn't use this colon. Let me run it. I click on this button. Let me go to page 2 now, and you see value set by page 1. So there are two ways. Either you can use this submit page to set the value to session state, or either you can use Apex set session state procedure. So I hope now you have understood what is a session state. Now let us understand substitution strings. So in our example, if we see, we are setting page item 2 value as a default using page item. Okay, we can also set its value by using expression. Okay, so in expression we can simply say p2 page item 1. Okay, we don't use this semicolon in expression. If I save it and run, I go to page 1 and set its value, say PL SQL, and submit the page. Now I move to page 2. So I see I got the value PL SQL. So this is the one way. Another way is, just say we can use v function. So the way we use this v function is like this. Okay, now if I run it, go back to my page, I say it's v function I click it, go back to page 2, so I can say my page item 2 value is v function. So here we are using PL/SQL. So in PL/SQL there are two ways to get page item value. Either we can use v function or we can simply use this. Okay, so this is how we can reference a page item in PL/SQL. But what if we want to use page items value in HTML? So to use this page items value in HTML, we use substitution string. So for example, if I want to give this region heading a page, whatever I type in page item 1, so how can I use that? So I can get that value from substitution string. So to use substitution string, we have just simply use ampersand and say p2 item page item 1 and a dot. Okay, so this is the way we can get page items value in HTML. So this is called substitution string. So if I run this page 2 now, I go to page 1, I give it a value to my page item 1, say region heading, I submit. If I go to page 2 now, I say my region says region heading, so I can say it updated. I go to page 2, so my region heading is updated. So this is called a substitution string. So we can use substitution string to reference a page in HTML. So we can use this simply in HTML also. Here source, if you want to say HTML, and we can say we can make a paragraph p, and we can simply use this substitution string. So I can say paragraph. If I run this now, I say I got paragraph, region heading updated. So by using substitution string, we can reference a page item value in HTML or in region heading. Okay, so I hope you got an idea what is substitution string. Now let us get some basic understanding about Apex Page Designer or Apex Application Builder. Let's go to our application. So we go to App Builder. Here you can see stock management app which we created in our last video. Let's click on this. So our stock management app consists of 7 pages. The pages are here, and on the top you can see run application button. It is used to run the app from the app builder itself. The shared component, utility and export import button. So we will see them in our upcoming videos. So let us go to the page designer. To go to page designer, you can simply click on any page. It will take you to the page designer. So here it is our page designer. Here you can see the application page designer. You can see the page number which you have currently opened. Okay, you can choose from the list if you want to open another page. Okay, here you can have this save button. So whenever you are making some changes in your page, you can click on the save button. This button is to run the page itself. So if it is a normal page, like in our case we have a normal page, so you can use this run button to run the page. But if it is a model dialog page, it cannot be run from this button. Okay, so let us have a quick look on our page designer. Page designer has three main parts, as you can see in this screen. On the left side we have our page. In the middle section we have a display or a layout. Okay, in the right side we have property palette. So whatever object or page component we are selecting in left side, the right panel is showing its property. So in our case, as I have selected this home page, page number 1 home, it is showing the property related to the page. So in property you can see the name, alias and the title, and there are various property as well. Okay, so these property are specific to the page component selected on the left side. So if I select this breadcrumb bar, it will show us the property related to breadcrumb bar. Okay, similarly this is the body. You have nothing in the body, so it is saying no component currently selected. So in the middle section you can see your layout. Okay, and below the layout you can see some shortcuts to create some regions, items and buttons. Okay, for example, if you want to create a classic report region, you can simply drag this button to your body. Okay, and then you see a classic report is created. So you simply change it to query and then write your query in the box. Okay, if you want to delete any component, you just simply right click on the component and say delete. Okay, so this is it for this video, and in our next video we will have a quick look on SQL workshop. So as if you see this option, this is showing SQL workshop. If you click here, it will take you to object browser, object command and SQL script, utility and RESTful service. So thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video where we will cover this SQL workshop, and we will create some table for our application so that we will use them in creating forms and reports. Thanks for watching this video.